Well, if you're a parent, you might not think of yourself as a teacher or a learner, but anybody involved with children should be both. And that's the key concept our next two guests want parents to understand as they prepare their children for a lifetime of learning. And so with us today is Candace Hackett Shively, a 27-year teaching veteran and director of K-12 initiatives at the Source for Learning, part of our Parent Teacher Corner series. And she's joined by Don Konieczek, CEO of Iste, the International Society for Technology in Education. Candy and Don, good to see you all this morning.
Good to see you. Thanks.
I should say good to see you both again. Thank you so much for being back here with us. And Candace, I want to start with you here this morning. Over the past 14 years, I know that Teachers First has accomplished some pretty exciting things in education. How does Teachers First help teachers and students become kind of lifelong learners?
Well, we know that living as a lifelong learner is important for all of our children, and Teachers First helps teachers to model that in front of their students. Specifically, we offer a way for teachers to look for resources they can use with their students, but in the process, they're also learning what we call embedded professional development, because let's say they look for a resource to use for learning about Earth Day. They find a great resource they can use with the students, and maybe the students can use both in and outside of class. But then there are ideas for things that the teacher can do using some of the newer technologies and becoming familiar with those together with their students. The other thing that we've done at Teachers First is developed a series called OK to Ask, which is online, free professional development for teachers. We call them snack sessions. And the teachers can go to these and take them online in their pajamas, even from home, and learn with other teachers from all across the country.
Love that, snack sessions in your pajamas, which means you can be popping popcorn
and
eating while you're learning, right? You want to do that.
Yeah.
Don, I love your organization, Iste, because it really is working to help improve education through the best use of technology in teaching, and we know how important that is. What specific things is Iste doing to help teachers with lifelong learning, particularly as it relates to the use of technology, which, as we know, is changing at like the speed of light?
Right. Well, there's a lot that we do. I mean, we do a lot of training with professional development leaders within districts so that they then turn around and create programs that are meaningful and future focused for their teachers. We do online professional development directly to teachers, but I think the most important thing that we do is we have a whole menu of online virtual communities where teachers are able to find other teachers that either have the same responsibilities they have, are interested in the same technology they're interested in, maybe have students with the same characteristics, and so they're able to go to Iste, they're able to engage in these communities, and not only, so it's not Iste being the expert, but it's putting teachers together with each other so that they can learn.
All right, Candace, I've got 3 school-age children. What can I do? What can my husband and I do to help ensure that our children, and I'm sure our audience at home is thinking the same thing about their children, to make the best use of technology?
Well, the first thing I would suggest you do is make sure that your schools are getting the professional development they need for the teachers so that they can model well and also teach the children well at school how to use the technology effectively. And the second thing I would say is to share the resources that you find out about that are good and free, share those with your school so that we can work with these things together.
Don, I want to bring you back into this to talk about the ethical use of electronic resources like the internet. And I know that's something that's very valuable to you and something that you really stress a lot. And I know Teachers First, you do that as well. Elaborate a little bit for me, if you will, in terms of what that means for our parents who are out there watching today.
Well, sure. One of the things, I mean, it is important. It's so important that we created another series of books called homepage books that speak directly to parents that are raising digital age children. And so we have those resources available. So we do webinars and activities specifically for parents. But what's really critical is that parents need to understand that there are graduated levels of security that you can, with the newer management systems around curriculum and access to the internet and so forth, so that you can actually, you don't have to make the choice anymore of keep a student off the technology to keep them safe or open them up to the full public network. The one thing I would say is that that it's critical for parents to know that it's not an either or choice. It's a graduated choice, and that way students develop their own moral compass, their own decision-making process, decision-making skills.
Candace, talk to me a little bit about kind of the down in the trenches approach that Teachers First takes with educators.
Well, teachers see new things all the time, and oftentimes they come into their classroom and discover, oh, I have a new technology gadget. Let's say they have an interactive whiteboard, and they have no idea what to do with it. Well, Teachers First offers things like we have a feature we call Hands-Off Vanna, which is about student-centered ways to use your interactive whiteboard, and we give them specific things they can do. So if you teach language arts, this is how you could use it to do vocabulary development. This is how you could use it in your math class for fractions or for calculus. And because it's an in-the-trenches approach, it puts it in the context of what the teacher is responsible for and what they see on a day-to-day basis.
Candace, Don, thanks so much for stopping by and sharing this with us this morning.
Thank you.
Good to see you both again.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
And if you'd like to learn more about the Source for Learning, Teachers First, and how you as a parent can help at home with this ongoing nonprofit educational effort, please visit their website at teachersfirst.com.